Great morning, great morning, great morning. I am Nicole D. Jones, and I am just happy and grateful for another day. I'm happy and grateful for life. I say it every week. I won't stop. I'm happy and grateful for you. And I come here to remind you that you are healthy, you are wealthy, you are prosperous. Everything your hands go to touch, it must, it shall, and it will manifest, prosper, and grow great things because you are great. This journey is set up for us to perfect our to be perfected as we go to our destiny. We're not expected to be perfect beings as we walk through this journey, but we are great because we're created in greatness, okay? So it's a fixed fight. We've already won. So even when we think that we are in a low or we are not where we're supposed to be, God's timing is perfect. So we're exactly where we're supposed to be all the time, if it's good, bad, or indifferent, okay? So I'm here to remind you of that. It's Meal Prep Monday. And again, with the meal plan, I say it all the time, it's not about food, it's mindset, education, accountability, and lifestyle. I believe that all of us, if we could really get to a place where we could shift our perspective, really get to a place where we understand that everything is predestined, preordained. Nothing happens by chance or surprise to Jehovah God. Even when we face trials and tribulation, we can count it all joy because it's the joy of the Lord that is our strength. All right? Perspective, we got to learn to shift it. And last week, I told you we're in the month of transformation, okay? We're transforming. I hope that last week you found a joy partner. I hope that you are a joy partner. I hope, no, I don't hope. I believe that you are joy, that you are a joy partner, that you've connected with people who can ignite that joy in you. Because when you are ignited with joy, you're ignited with strength. If there is anybody in your life that y'all still talking about stuff that make you a Debbie Downer, still, connected to things that are holding you down, you holding yourself back. You can't even blame who you connected to because it's you. But anyway, transformation, all right? I want to continue to share about that because one thing that I want you to know is that because I talk about transformation and I talk about the renewing of your mind, right? The first way that we got it, that we walk into this transformation, that we're graced for over this month, you're graced to be able to transform your mind. You got to renew your mind. What do I tell you? There's only one place that's the battlefield, and it's the mind. But if you think about it, our thoughts, everything that we do, everything we think about, everything that we try to plan, we leave it lay in our mind. We lay it in our mind, but the mind is the battlefield. Think about that for a minute, all right? So if we're laying it in our mind, we leave it there. This is why it's so good to write to-dos. This is why it's good to write out lists. This is why it's good to get it out of your mind and you write the vision. You make it plain. You put it down where you can see it. Because if you go based off of just remembrance, that's the battlefield. So if there's something that's on your mind that is going to help you prosper, something that's on your mind that's going to help you grow, but we never take it from that place, you think that the Prince of the Air is just going to let it sit there and be like, oh, good job. Okay. No, he's going to take it and he's going to taint it. Because what happens through this journey that gets us stuck? It's the taking of facts and the taking of truth and tainting it. All right. So the first thing, as we're transforming, you got to renew your mind. All right. The transformation begins with renewing your mind, shifting your perspective. There's a grace for you to do it right now. So just embrace it. Try it. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose to think great things. What do you have to lose if you wake up feeling low, but you're intentional to renew your mind and believe that your glass is always half full, never half empty? Listen, I got this water, right? Looking at the bottle, it looks like I'm always done, but my cup is always half full. It's never half empty. So as long as it's something that'll quench my thirst, it can never be depleted. It's a perspective, okay? When it gets to the point where the drip's gone, I'll go fill it back up because my cup is always gonna be full, never empty, all right? It's perspective. So you also gotta know that everything that you need is within you. Everything that you need to transform your thoughts, to transform your mind, to transform your situation, this earthly thing that we walk through, everything you need is within you. This is why I say all the time that our enemy is the inner me. Your enemy is not the homegirl that's throwing shade to you. Your enemy is not your boss. Your enemy is not your job. Your enemy is not your friend, your parent, your spouse. The inner me is the only enemy that I had. Renew your mind. Because when I start allowing myself to believe that these things have control of me, they control me. Okay? So everything you need is within you to walk this transformation out. And you got to realize that what you focus on is what will be. Do we focus more on what we need, or do we focus on what's complete? I need some money to pay this bill. The need will always repel, but completion always attracts. All right? So when you think about something that you have to do, something that's paid, that needs to be paid. We all have bills. It's just some people got big bills, some people got little bills, but a bill is a bill. All right? But when you look at that situation and you're more focused on what you need versus focused on the completion, I'm so happy and grateful now that my bills are paid. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am debt free. I attract the money to me. Money comes to me. Checks come in the mail. Gift cards are given to me. I go to church and get a card and money's in it. Come on now. So in this month, it's Meal Prep Monday. I want to continue to encourage you to transform your mind, transform your thinking. You got to renew your mind, okay? Where there is a grace, I told you, we're in the month of Adar. So we are in a season of an open door that never closes. We are in a season where we have the open mouth with the tongue sticking out. We're in a season that the words that come out of our mouth have the power and the authority to manifest, prosper, and grow great things. We have a grace. It's nothing that you can stop. It's nothing that is about you. It just is what it is. It's the season that we're in because it's ordained by Jehovah God. We're spirit with soul wrapped in this flesh. So if you just try it. Try the transforming of your mind. What do you have to lose? It can't get worse. I don't care what nobody say. It only gets worse if you allow it to get worse. But there's always room for better because it's a fixed fight. When I say better, there's more for us in these days than what we have because it's always growing. There's always an overflow. I live in an overflow. Even if I don't see it or feel it, I live in an overflow. I believe it. So I just wait for it to come. I trust it. I work. I have faith. I have movement. I do what I need to do. I deal with the inner me because that's the only enemy I have. I'm the only one that can stop my prosperity. I'm the only one that can do it. Nicole, that's not true. Yes, it is. Because if you go knock on one door and they don't have what you need, that means that's not the right door. When you believe in your overflow and it ain't coming the way you're trying to do it, try something different. That's it. Because if it's for you, it's for you. No one and nothing can stop it. Period. So it's Meal Prep Monday. I want you to be intentional to continue to transform your way of thinking. I keep telling you, don't talk about the situation, talk to the situation. Because everything you need is within you. Everything. You were created to be here and for such a time as this. But you were created, you were thought of, your purpose, the beginning and the end of you. Jehovah God had already sat down and wrote out your life before he created the earth. But do you believe that? When you start getting into you and understanding that your spirit was here before all of this, it's here with you through this, and it will continue after this. You'll know that there's no limits. We serve a limitless God. So that means that everything here is limitless. There's a portion for you. I'm grateful for all that I have, but I know there's more. So I won't stop. Not because I'm selfish, not because I'm looking for personal gain, but because I believe that I'm kingship first. I'm kingdom first, and kingdom still has to be pulled down here in this natural space. Your purpose, no one can do what you can do. Nobody. We can try, but we can't fulfill it the way that you can. You got to transform your thinking. You got to understand that you are relevant, that you are necessary, that you are needed. What you have, I need. If you get on these calls, there's something that you have that I need. Someone else can't give it to me. Okay? Transforming. Renew your mind. Understand that your self-worth and your self-value is not contingent and based off the tainting that has happened through this journey. Anything that has tainted or broken, it was just to break the foundation to make it smooth. All right? I'm trying to learn how to take care of these plants. Okay? My dad, when he passed, I had plants. I always had those like vine plant things that are just hard to kill. The ones like when you don't water them, they just kind of flop over. You put some water on them, they just come back to life. They like really hard to kill, right? I've had those, and I've never, considered myself one to have a green thumb. But when my dad passed, my dad had the same plants, and he had a couple different ones. My mom, she always grows money trees and things like that. And so when he passed, I took his plants. And so I've been very intentional to keep them alive. All right? I've been very intentional to learn more about planting. So because we had the same kind, and there were so many, like my dining room was like a jungle. Like I don't even go and eat there because I'm just kind of OCD in some ways, and I'm like, it's dirt in here. How are we gonna eat? It's all this dirt. They're plants, but whatever. They sit in dirt. So I was like, I'm going to combine some of his with mine. And then I'm going to take pieces from his and pieces from mine, because he would always, put them in water so they would reroot and sprout. And I said, I'm going to let them sprout, and I'm going to make one for Khadijah and give it to her. And she's going to have a piece of me and my dad together. So I'm going in, I repotted it. I'm putting the dirt on it. I had help. Putting the dirt on it. And I noticed that it was just hanging over. And I'm like, oh Lord, don't die. Because now mine I've had for over a decade. My dad, I know he's had that plant. It's probably 30 years, 3 decades. So I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? So I go in and I start looking. I'm like, some of the roots are up. So I obviously didn't put it far enough. I didn't put enough dirt. So I go back in and I'm patting the dirt. I'm just trying to get it, I'm lifting them up, trying to get them to sit up. So I go in, lay more dirt on it. But in the midst of it, I'm messing with the dirt. I'm trying to break it up, right? Why am I doing this? Trials and tribulations come to break up the dirt, the foundation of us. Because sometimes when we walk this journey out, the road gets bumpy. When you see people or the city re-cementing the roads, after cars have gone down on it, the wear and tear of a car, the wear and tear of nature, the wear and tear of storms, the wear and tear of the sun. Sometimes they gotta come and they gotta fill the gaps. They gotta pave it. Sometimes they gotta chisel, or they gotta break up some of the cement and lay good cement down. That's what this journey does. All right. It's a perspective. I had to go in and break some of the dirt up, to mix it up, to lay more dirt on it, to pat it down. All right? You got to understand that when you go through things, it's just this. Because your foundation is already laid. Your purpose is already set. You're not looking for your purpose. You are purpose. Okay? There are just things that we do along this journey that enhance it, that manifest it at a higher level, that take us higher, that allows our impact, the residue, the stain of us to be here. That's your legacy. Okay? I feel like it's all deep. I just want us to get to a point where we can transform and renew our mind. And you can't, listen, you can't do anything. Well, no. Let me say this correctly, because I don't need my sister saints to come get me. But in order for you to renew your mind, you have to have a level of spiritual understanding. Okay? Your spirit with a soul wrapped in this flesh. So you're only gonna go so far. Natural understanding will take you so far. You're supernatural in a natural place. So when you start hitting these blocks, when you start, you have a goal and it's something that you're trying to accomplish, and you hit this wall, they say you plateau, you hit this ceiling, however you want to say it. It's because there is a spiritual lack. Okay? You're supernatural in this natural space. In order for you to continue to elevate, in order for you to continue to grow, in order for you to continue to move forward, you got to have spiritual understanding. That's where you start getting that peace that surpasses the natural understanding. All right? So when you think about renewing your mind, I need you to understand that. If you stuck, if you feel like you can't move forward, you go through the checklist of the natural things. Am I a good steward of who has access to me? Everything is about stewardship. All right. Everything is about stewardship. Everything is about how you handle what you have. If you're not handling what you have well, why would you be given more? We want these luxury cars, but when we got the little Ford Focus, we don't even want to keep that little baby clean. Listen, the way the gas price is going up, I would love to have a Ford Focus right now. Let me fill up for $20. But what happens is we look at the situation. We look at the car. It's this little Ford Focus. I don't even think they make them anymore. But we'll look at the car and we'll sit it next to a Benz. But if you can't take care of what you got, what make you think you're going to take care of something greater? This is what you have to, this is why we got to renew our mind. But when we get to a certain place, you got to understand that the renewing is, to go further, is spiritual. All right? Because it's the supernatural, it's the Holy Spirit that's been left to lead, guide, and direct us that will begin to tell us how to go in these areas that we don't understand. Because we're all royalty. We're all royalty. We're all kings and queens. All right? All of us. I believe that all of us were created to be healthy, to be wealthy, and to be prosperous. Healthy. By his stripes, we were healed. Our bodies, our natural bodies, have been created to self-heal if we allow it to. If we do the body right, the body do us right. All right? There naturally, it'll heal itself. If a person cuts their finger and never goes to the hospital, unless it gains an infection, it will naturally heal itself. It will take the how we choose to maintain and manage ourselves. If we never went to the doctor, that would depend on how long it took. All right. We keep it clean. We clean the wound the best that we can. We do all those self-care things. It will heal. All right. We don't take care of it. You can get gangrene and fall off, fungi, whatever. But our bodies were created. This is why I say we're healthy. When I say we're wealthy, it's because wealth comes from within. Good stewardship increases your wealth value, not money. Money is a small portion of your wealth. You're prosperous. We were created for prosperity. Why? Because as we steward ourselves well, our territory and land enlarges. You can't even do nothing about it. Men and women will start giving to your bosom. All right. What time is it? 10:23. I'm going to stop. So there's a spiritual understanding that you have to tap into. I believe in the Trinity. I believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. All right. At the end of the day, because this is not about different beliefs, none of that. At the end of the day, there is spirit, soul, and flesh. Okay? Who you are, your original DNA, regardless to how you want to walk it out naturally, your spirit. Spirit. We're all spirit. We all born to die. We all will go through this same, that processing, the same. Spirit, we have a soul. We're wrapped in this flesh. And when we feed our soul, we're either feeding it from the spirit man or the natural man. That doesn't change, okay? That doesn't change with who and what you believe in. It is what it is. So there's a spiritual understanding that we all have to tap into. When there's a lack, you see it naturally because you're spirit first. So when you're at that place where you feel like you can't go any further, it's when you need to start talking to the Holy Ghost. All right? That's when you need to start conversating. That's where prayer comes in. What is prayer? It's conversation. Well, I don't believe what Nicole believes, but hey, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna talk to the Spirit. And I'm gonna lay this out to the Spirit. And in your journey, by faith, I know that Jehovah God is going to connect with where you are, because the Holy Spirit was left to lead, guide, and direct all of us. All right? So you do it how you do. But at the end of the day, embrace where we are. All right? Continue to transform your mind by renewing it. You got to renew your thoughts. This is why it's so important to know who has access to you and why. Y'all supposed to have joy partners this month, because there's a strength that's coming. There's a grace on the strength that's coming in this month. It's just here. The joy of the Lord is your strength, and it will equip you for whatever you're facing. For whatever you're facing, count it all joy. Every trial and tribulation. Because if we allow it to have its way, to go through it, if we go through that process, it'll work perseverance, it'll work tenacity. You get the reward at the other side of it. Just allow your foundation to be crumbled up, shook up, whatever needs to be done for it to be solid, because it's a fixed fight and you've already won. This is just a hiccup. This is a place where that little pothole just need that cement laid over it. All right? So, Meal Prep Monday, that's all I got. Spiritual understanding. If there's a lack, we're going to see it naturally. And it just is what it is. So we got to work on that, because your glory, it's in kingdom. We learn to pull kingdom down to this natural space. Okay? So I want you to remain focused, stay humble, stay positive. Okay? Embrace joy in this season. When you're feeling heavy, when you're feeling down, you might just have to laugh. Laugh at yourself. Learn how to laugh at yourself. Okay? Stop being so serious with yourself. Learn how to laugh. I had nothing to laugh about. Yeah. Ooh. I was going to say, look in the mirror. Make a silly face at yourself. Laugh at yourself. Good morning. Go get your morning pee out. Just laugh. I'm telling you, it's good for the soul. Sometimes I laugh so much I cry. And it's not a sad cry. It's a happy cry. Because once I start laughing, all these joyful memories start coming in my mind. We got to do it. We got to loosen up a little bit, okay? So I want you to continue to have a fantabulous rest of the day and stay in joy. All right? Smooches.